Hey, what's up, guys? Just looking through my Star Wars Galaxy of Hero account tonight, and I'm hoping it's late enough that I don't get any notifications that disrupt the stream. And also, I've never done this before with audio live. Look, I just sighed and it probably came through really loud. I'm sorry. I don't have a fancy baffled microphone. There's a notification. I don't know if you heard it. Yeah, that's me checking it. So this is my Star Wars Galaxy Hero account, and I'm showing it to you because I want you to see what I'm working on, which is here at the top. And these are the tunes that I'm hoping to develop. Well, I'm in the process of developing, I should say. And then here's the tunes that I have pretty much complete. I mean, obviously with Gear 13, there's some progress to be made, but these are the ones that I've said, okay, got it. It's not my focus to develop. You can see I've got Darth Revan and Jedi Knight Revan. Darth Vader, of course. That was the first tune I wanted to get, because who's better than Darth Revan? Apparently, a lot of people, but in my mind, being a child of 1973, there's nobody better than Darth Revan in my mind. Just giving you guys an idea by scrolling down here. What I've decided is low priority for me. And you may have completely different perspectives, and that's fine. Things that are high priority, were previously high priority, but I consider to be roughly complete there. And then low to high priority here, although that's actually not a perfect description because, for instance, CLS is top left there, and he's got a Zeta and he's gear 11, I believe. Yeah, gear 11. But I'm not actively trying to gear him. If I was looking to gear farm, I would pick him. And then I'm really right now focusing because I've just got 7-star Treya here. That happened yesterday. The Sith raid that yesterday, I got the last 10 shards I needed for second place. Thank you to my guild. They're awesome. Cav, CAV, Chess Ascendancy's Vengeance. Super bunch of cool guys. And there is my 7-star Treya. So I need to finish off the Scion, who is, as you can see, 78 shards short of 7 stars and only level 75 and only gear 8, and with some abilities that need to be updated. And then, of course, you need Nihilus for the trio, the triumvirate, as they say, and he is still short of 6 stars and only gear 7 with some abilities that need to be updated, and only level 51. So clearly my triumvirate are not ready. And having, farmed Treya through the raid for 5.5 months, it would be nice to follow up on that effort by completing Scion and Nihilus and having a viable, at least a viable territory war team or Grand Arena team, because Treya is not the meta anymore. There's been a couple since the Triumvirate were the meta, but we still do the Sith raid because it's a good way to get gear and challenge yourself and have fun and play, right? So I want to just check in on the guild event right now, the Aegean Ocean territory battle, which is the very first time it's happening. Our guild achieved 4 stars in the first day of this event, as you can see, which I think is pretty good for a first try. We are about 19 million short of 3rd star of this territory or a 5th star overall. And we'll just see here. Well, almost everybody, 44 people, did the combat mission on that side, and 33 did this one, but as you can see, this one required the separatists, and I actually had the separatists for this mission on my alternate account and failed miserably. I did not get out of round 1. It's an incredibly difficult event, which is cool. It's good. It's not a bad thing for the game. But here's what I want to point out. Difficult new events are not bad for the game. Let me just go here and show you some of the prices in Canadian dollars. I live in Canada. My phone is in Canada. These are Canadian dollar prices. $40 for 40 shards. The activation price for this tune, the activation level for this tune is 80 shards. That's a 3-star activation level. So this $40 pack right here, that will get you half of the shards that you need to unlock the tune at 3 stars. Fully developed 7-star tune in this game, and that tune is just a shorthand for cartoon, an animated character, whether it's a hero or a villain or a warrior or whatever your game calls their player characters. Tune is a shorthand for whatever they decide to call it, and it's shorter than saying player character. So this tune, it takes 330 shards to get to the maximum 7-star level. They're willing to sell you 40 shards for 40 Canadian dollars. These $140 gear packages will help you get your tune to another level of effectiveness. I just want to emphasize that again, in case, I don't know, anybody ever hears this. That's $140 to tune up your character, to marginally, although significantly, improve its abilities. $140 for one. You can't field one in this game effectively. It requires a team of 5, but you can see that there are also $70 and $28 packages. These that cost crystals. Those crystals are available in game as rewards for multiple activities, so it's very hard to specifically say what the monetary value of them is, because, for instance, if you place first in shard or squad arena, I should say, and fleet arena every day, plus other login and activity completion bonuses, you get around 1,000 crystals a day for effectively free. But to stay at the top of the the squad or the fleet arena, you may or may not have to spend money to get there. So it's very, very complicated, very difficult. Here's a $14, another $14, and a $119 pack. And I promise you I'm arriving at a point here, which I hope that the title of this video will have indicated to you. People talk about microtransactions. A good YouTuber that I enjoy, Darth Microtransaction. I just watched Cubs fan Han talk about not spending money anymore on the microtransactions of this game. And I want to point out that $140 is not a micro transaction. Even $14 is not a micro transaction in any sense. And I just want to say, to provide context for my opinion, that I also own a PlayStation 4, and I buy from time to time games for the PlayStation 4, and I play them at my home on a 55-inch 4K Sony television. And the Sony television cost me just around $1,100. The PlayStation cost me $400. That's $1,500 Canadian. And each game I choose to buy currently, the current price of a AAA title like Borderlands 3 that I'm eagerly awaiting is about $80 Canadian. Those are the prices for all of the hardware, not including the internet access or electricity, I concede, but all of the hardware, including the television necessary to play a AAA video game on a console, in my case, the PlayStation 4, plus the cost of the video game, is a grand total of around $1,600. What this game is asking of its players is a commitment of more than the cost, sorry, wrong button, more than the cost of a PlayStation game. Look at this for a second. You can buy a full AAA brand new release, Borderlands 3, Destiny 2, you name it, a brand new copy, physical or digital, for $80 in Canada, and they want $140 for some little bits of gear. Now, people who pay it are allowed to pay it. People who want it and have the money to buy it, that's their choice. But here's my objection, and I mean to make it clearly and not too forcefully. It's not a micro transaction. $140 is roughly 1/12 of the price of my television, PlayStation 4, and a AAA game, which frequently can be played for somewhere between 60 and 80 hours, which I would suggest on an annual basis, given the other demands on your attention of your normal life, a AAA game that you find really engaging and, you give your full attention to, you probably can only complete all the things you want to do, I would say, in probably 2 months of spare time for the average person. I have a lot more spare time than the average person, so I could probably do it in 1 month. But I'm just saying, for the average person, 2 months to just, go from plugging it in to a platinum trophy for the PlayStation ecosystem. Yeah, you're looking at minimum 2 months, right? The 2 months of gaming on a, I don't mind saying, really nice TV and a PlayStation Pro, amortized over the cost of just a year. I mean, my TV and my PlayStation will definitely endure longer than 1 year. But if we just amortize that cost over a year, right, my $1,600-ish investment in hardware is therefore about $133 a year. Yeah, I just did that in my head. And then if we're going to buy, $133 a month for a year. And if we're going to add in the cost of a AAA game a month, that's $201 a month, or 213, depending on how your math is. Sorry, I'm doing this off the top of my head. $213 a month is $2,400 plus 13 times 12, which is $260 a year. And you get to play 12, because I added a monthly. You get to play 12 AAA games. There's actually not 12 AAA games I want to play, but not every year. My point is, these aren't microtransactions. A microtransaction is $1.99 for an avatar. $139.99 for a piece of gear. There's nothing micro about this. And calling it a microtransaction is just acceding to their terminologies. It's like, oh, okay, you get to define what a microtransaction is. You can buy a lot of crap for $140. You can go to Walmart and buy a AAA video game for $80 and have $60 left over to buy whatever it is you need. And at Walmart, that could be like a pair of shoes, some toilet paper, and a new t-shirt. And you're still less, or walking out for $140. And that t-shirt doesn't ever expire, and it doesn't have terms of service that said they could terminate your support in 30 days with no further notice. Like Walmart doesn't cancel your t-shirt after you bring it home. The people that are making these games and the people that are calling these purchases microtransactions are totally manipulating your mind. They are absolutely messing with you, defining the terms that you use to think about your purchases in a way that is favorable to them. Who in the friggin' world thinks $140 is a microtransaction? People need to wake up. And I agree with Cubs fan Han, whose video prompted me to go on this diatribe. I don't need to spend any money on things that support people that create this. I got money to blow, to be perfectly honest. Got money I can spend on whatever I want. I don't have a yacht or a mansion, but like I can blow $100, man. Like I got that, all right? I'm not gonna blow $100 on anything with EA attached to it ever again. Those people they're mosquitoes. They are blood-sucking parasites with no interest in us. They just want to lull us to sleep so that they can suck the blood out of us while we're not paying attention. And microtransaction is part of their lullaby. Sounds so harmless. Micro actually means 1,000th in literal mathematic terms. A micrometer is 1,000th. Actually, it's crap. I just have to correct myself again. A millimeter is 1,000th of a meter. A micrometer is 100,000th of a meter. A 100,000th fraction. 100th of 1,000th. Or 1,000th of 100th. That's the distributive property of mathematics. Okay, let's multiply $140 times 100,000, shall we? That's 14 million. All right, I know, I'm shouting. $14 million was never spent by any consumer on any video game, ever. So calling it a microtransaction is, it's really stupid. It's wrong, and we should stop.